right, with the mic.
With the mic.
All right, thanks everybody for coming. This is pretty much what I expected to have, maybe 15, 20 people, but that's great. I love the fact that you guys showed up, because a lot of people didn't show up. This is what I said if you were at the show a couple weeks ago. A lot of this in success in life and business is showing up, right? And getting your ass off the freaking couch and coming down. And I know how valuable that is, so thank you for coming. And this is intentionally a very small group because you people give a shit and you care about your businesses and you want to make things better for yourself. So thank you for coming. I really appreciate that. My bargain or my agreement to you is that every time you come to one of these events, you're gonna get value. Carl, can we turn the music off?
Yeah.
Thank you. Carl, the owner. If you haven't met Carl, by the way, Carl owns this place. It's a great place. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But Carl's a great guy, a very successful Cleveland business owner, but not a lot of people know about this place, right? So we're going to try and change that for him. And we'll talk about some ways we're going to do that. But I really do appreciate you guys coming down here. It means a lot to have you here. And again, I want to provide a lot of value. So let's get into it. So the agenda for tonight is real simple. I want to talk to you about something that I'm launching, and I want to get your feedback on it. And I'll send you guys are getting first early access. My wife has not even seen this yet. It's called the CLE report. All right, and then, but first, I want to bring Chris up here because Chris is from the Golf Cart Girl CLE. And Chris was supposed to speak at the event 3 weeks ago, but they had some issues. So come over here, hold this mic. Sure. And I want you to, I want to ask you a couple of questions. Okay. All right. And the reason I want you guys to hear about Chris is this. He has an amazing story. So he started a business called the Golf Cart Girl CLE, but when he started it, it was just an idea in the head. So real quick, tell the story of what happened and what you did, because I love this story.
Okay, so my wife and I are both veterans. She was in the Army, I was in the Marine Corps. She's a disabled veteran. So we went to a Browns game, and this is 2023. We went to a Browns game. We had a hell of a time walking. She had a really rough time getting all the way to the game, getting all the way through the stadium and everything. And we thought, man, this is really kind of a crappy, it's not a great experience. It's not a great experience for Clevelanders. Anybody that's ADA friendly, anybody that's disabled, it's just not a great experience. So we went and visited her family that summer down in South Carolina. They live in a golf cart community. So we got to sitting there drinking one night and we're like, hey, why couldn't we do this in Cleveland? Why can't we drive golf carts in Cleveland? What's stopping us? And eventually we walked into a golf cart a distributor and bought 4 golf carts. We just walked in and said, you know what, we're doing this. That's it, we're taking the chance, we're doing this, we're going back to Cleveland. We're gonna run a golf cart company that gives rides to Browns games.
Mind you, no plan, no logo, no business.
None.
And will you say publicly how much you spent on those golf carts?
We spent about $65,000 without any plan, nothing. We went down there and just winged it.
65 grand on a whim. And by the way, had no idea if you could even do it.
Right, we weren't even sure if they were legal in Cleveland. We knew they weren't illegal because the state statute, Bob knows, the state statute says that any vehicle can drive on streets under 35 miles an hour in the state of Ohio. So golf carts are covered by that. So we took that as, hey, these things are legal. We're ready to roll.
That's 65 grand gamble. And it was going to be, now here's even what's funnier about this, is they operated in stealth for how long, but without the city even knowing. That's the second time.
Yeah, so we operated that season for Brown season 2023. We got to week 10 before the city caught up with us. We operated every Browns game. We had a great time. We dropped folks off that couldn't walk, folks that were having issues with walkers, dropping them off as close to the stadium as we could get. There, getting to barricades there. But we did all the stuff for folks that have a hard time, folks that are drinking, of course, folks that just need rides. And we got to week 10 or 11. It was the Jacksonville Jaguars that week. And my wife, the golf cart girl, my wife ran into the public safety director. And he shut us down immediately. As soon as he saw the golf cart, he said, this stuff is illegal. You can't do this. There's no ordinance for it. We fought back and said, well, there's nothing that says we can't do it. The state of Ohio says it's legal, 35 or less. And they brought up some ordinance that the city has. Bob knows. The city had an ordinance. Basically, the city says if you don't have an ordinance, it's not legal. So that's what it came down to. We got shut down. So week 11 that year, we got completely shut down. That was it.
And what's great is the story continues. So what did you do to fix the situation in classic entrepreneur style, I took a huge fucking gamble, bought golf carts, ran the business technically illegally in the city, and then the city shut me down, and then what did you do?
We went to the city and tried to pass an ordinance. We submitted for an ordinance. We said, we're going to legalize these things. If they're going to be illegal and we can let's legalize them. Let's do it. So we submitted an ordinance to the mayor's office, and it took, that was late 2023, early 2024, and they finally got legalized October 13th of 2025. We were told 3 months, by the way. I'm sorry, the city told us 3 months.
Pretty amazing.
The city gave us a 3-month quote. They said, hey, it's going to take 3 months. You'll be ready to go. Everything's fine. This is very easy, no problem. About 20-something months later, we were finally legalized. Bob back there helped us out a lot. Bob runs a golf cart company as well. He worked with me hand in hand on passing the ordinance and working through it. And finally, October 13th, after 2 years of fighting the city, golf carts are legal for commercial use in the city of Cleveland.
Nice. All right, let's give him a round of applause. Come on. Thank you, Chris.
Ton of fighting, ton of blood, sweat, and tears. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
I wanted you to speak a couple weeks ago for the bigger room, but we had to get this out because it's a great story, isn't it? I mean, my wife, who was sitting in the back, would have fucking killed me if I spent 75 grand on golf carts without a business plan or without permission. But I love it as an entrepreneurial story, a story of grit in Cleveland. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been worth it. The short time we've been open, it's been absolutely worth it.
Yeah.
It's been
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you for appreciating me talking about that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
That is just such a cool story. And I love it, and I'm glad that he was able to come out and finally tell it. We'll do it on a bigger stage sometime soon. But I do want you guys to hear that because it's really cool how local Cleveland business owners are hustling their ass off. All right, so we're going to bring up our featured speaker here in a little bit, but I do just want to kind of give you a little bit of an insight on one of the projects I'm working on. If you're looking on the street right now, you're wondering what the heck the CLE report is. You know, so I'm going to tell you about it tonight. This is the first time anyone's ever seen it. And I would love to get your feedback on it after the event, talk about it. So here's the problem I have with Cleveland media. What they do is create lots of best of and top lists, and they have people in the media, the customers vote who's the best restaurants, right? It's all clickbait, it's all social media stuff, and people love that stuff. But you know who hates that stuff? The business owners. It's just vanity, egocentric stuff. If they're not included, they feel left out. It's a social popularity contest, right? You know, it's just, it doesn't really help anyone except the 25 who get named, right? The DJs who get named, the restaurants who get named. And let's face it, in this world, we just don't trust that the actual results are real at this point. Are they actually getting paid? Who knows? Whatever. I'm not talking smack about any of the local media companies, but ultimately, at the end of the day, we need a real metric. Cleveland business owners need a real metric, and we need to understand what our customers are actually saying. So I said, you know what? I'm going to find out. So I used my superpowers of web scraping and AI, and I went out and I grabbed thousands and thousands of Cleveland Google reviews. And it took me weeks and weeks to do it manually. I used some tools. It was a lot of work. Despite what AI says, it's not automated. It takes a lot of time to do it. So I built this massive, massive database of Google reviews. And then I put it into my matrix and I said, let's find out what people actually say about businesses based upon their reviews. Let's actually hear what the customers think. Because I don't give a shit what Cleveland Magazine thinks, right? I give a shit on what the people who went there and spent their money on, opened their wallets, and what do they think? And that's a metric that I think Cleveland businesses need to pay more attention to. So I created something called the CLE report. And the CLE report is essentially a page, I'll send this all to you after. And it's basically, we track loyalty. We track what people say about businesses. So I'm gonna share some of the results of this in here tonight because I think you're going to find them fascinating. And then I'm going to show you a custom report that I'm making for people. So if you want to summarize all the data I put into this, it basically says that this was the year that Cleveland businesses were rewarded for steadiness, clarity, and how they made people feel. Yeah, man, if you were at the event a couple weeks ago, you understood. It's how you make people feel Yeah, you can drive people around in a golf cart. It's not it. It's how you make people feel.
That's what I'm selling.
You're going to see Dr. John Heinke is going to speak here in a little bit. He sells smiles. He doesn't sell oral surgery, cosmetic surgery, right? It's smiles. People, we had coffee. He said people are bawling in tears when they look at their face and they're like, I'm a totally different person. How you make people feel is how people will remember you in 2026 and beyond. And that's the frame of networking you need to go into. So the businesses that Cleveland kept coming back to weren't the trendiest, they were the most predictable. Consistency beat novelty every single time. Margaritaville, why? Margaritaville was something they tried to plant in the flats from Florida and say, you gotta go and spend $15 on a cheap margarita and fake palm trees, right? And it was consistent, fake brand, but consistency, if you read the reviews, if you read thousands of reviews, which I have done, they will tell you that Clevelanders want consistency. That's the biggest thing that's gonna get you past. So how people were treated mattered more than what was sold. Tri-County does the plumbing and services. You know this. How people are treated in the service business matters more than what was actually sold. Delivering a consistent message, right? The reviews were very, very, very clear. And you'll see some more of this data in here. People are like, do not freaking lie to me. Do not make shit up, right? Be clear about what you do. Clarity was rewarded and confusion was not. If you are not extremely clear on how you deliver your brand, your message, Clevelanders are like, I'm not gonna pay attention to you. I'm not gonna spend my money with you. Nostalgia and memory created trust faster than marketing. It's kind of interesting that that's what I was talking about 3 weeks ago. But in Cleveland, that is playing right now. Nostalgia and memory is why people choose to do business with you. And then community presence build deeper loyalty than reach. Now you can make an argument that Misty gets more billboards, he's got great reach. Well, we all don't have Misty budgets, right? So at a small micro level, we all got to figure out a way to create community presence. So sponsoring teams, doing local in-person stuff, things like that. So this report goes on and on. One of the things that I do in here is try to condense down your business to one message, right? So if you can't explain what you do quickly, no ad is going to work, right? So this report I'll send to you, but this is the top level report. A couple of the other top level things here are Cleveland, we really aren't demanding perfection. So the reviews are basically saying, you don't have to be perfect, but you gotta show us you're trying. That's the biggest thing that reviews are saying. They're like, I'm okay with you being flawed, but at least show me that you're working for it. And we'll forgive your mistakes, but if you're just not putting the effort, we're not showing up for you. We're just not gonna show up for you. If you try to fix it, we're gonna notice it, and we're gonna give you our loyalty. Also, this is a huge one. Staff behavior is the #1 topic. I don't care, Jim, if you're running Share the River, you better vet those people, checking the, people when they check in, right? I don't care who you are. If you have the wrong people up front talking to people, it's a bad situation. Clevelanders freaking hate it, and they will never come back to your place again. This report purposely does not go into the negative stuff, but there's a lot of negative stuff out there, okay? And the biggest negative thing was people knew, they were like, how you treat people is your brand. It's a very important lesson for every business to learn. There's a lot of great stats and a lot of great data in here. A couple more things. Now there are pressure points, and if you aren't seeing these, you really need to look into them. Staffing challenges since COVID has been a shit show, right? It's a lot of people are like, man, the staffing's not great. You've got to fix that problem, and that's a tough thing to do. Getting the right people in front. The inconsistent hours kept popping up over and over and over again. People show up at your place and they expect to come in and have a beer, or you're going to be open for business, and the hours don't match what's on the Facebook page. And guess what? They're like, I'm done with you. I'm never doing business with you again. You wasted my time. It's freaking huge. somebody wanted to come by from you and they showed up and your hours didn't match. A lot of other things in here. Communication gaps were less tolerated. Emotional bandwidth was limited. You got to fix these things. So this one's really, really cool. The number one phrase that Cleveland customers used this year wasn't cheap or best. It was worth it. Worth it was the number one thing. A $50 meal got praised because it was worth it, but a $12 lunch that felt careless or was crap got crushed. Why? I'll tell you why. You know it. You're from Cleveland. We value things that are worth it here. We will go out of our way for worth it. Right? We will spend money for worth it. It's a very Cleveland phrase. We value value, right? We want to go, wow, this was actually worth it. If you go someplace and it's a $19 salad, like every freaking restaurant I go to, it better be worth it. Because I am never going back if it's not worth it. So the thing that I want you guys to understand tonight is these are the kinds of things you really need to start thinking about, because the review, by the way, this is not my opinion. These are data. This is what the actual customers are saying. The people who write reviews. And they want to walk out of a business, whether it's a restaurant or a plumber or a power washer or whatever, and they want to go, that was worth it. If one little thing you could change in your marketing in 2026 is, was that worth it? Were my customers like, wow, because that's what Clevelanders are thinking. So there's a lot of great data in this report. I'm going to show you another thing here. So I have this ability now to create a report for every single business in town. So what I do is I go out and I grab all the reviews, and then I create this report. So I want to talk through the Brick and Barrel one. Carl's here, the owner of Brick and Barrel. If you don't know Carl, you should go meet Carl. Thank you, Carl, for having us here. Really appreciate it. 12 years now? 12 years now?
12 years.
12 years now, and you're going to learn a couple things about Carl's business tonight from his customers. Carl has not seen this, okay? And again, this is not my opinion. This is what the data says from Carl's customers, the people who have been here and left reviews. People don't choose Brick and Barrel for a craft beer. They're choosing it for a secret escape that feels like a hidden neighborhood secret. Does that make sense now that you're in here? Think about that for a second. I just telling Carl this ahead of time. One of the gentlemen was at the bar in the blue sweater. I thought he was here for this, he wasn't. And I go, well, you live around here? He goes, no, I've been coming here for 10 years. I swear to God, I'm not making this up. He goes, I go, so what do you like about this place? He goes, it feels like my secret spot. And I go, you're shitting. You just said that to me because I'm about to talk about it. He lives in Berea. I go, you work up here? He goes, no. I just like coming here. It feels like it's my secret spot. And I'm blown away. Because guess what? The reviews are right. Go figure, right? So, as a business owner, you don't sell what you think you sell. You don't sell shoes if you're Nike. You sell winning. Carl doesn't sell craft beer. Yeah, that's a big part of it. What Carl sells really here is a secret neighborhood spot. So, you got to lean into those things. And that's what these reports are going to do. So, if we summarize it, before people arrive here, they're looking to dodge the loud, overhyped crowds at West 25th. They need a low-key spot with free street parking where they can actually hear their friends talk. You provide a comfortable home base where the bartender knows the tap list and the atmosphere is built for stays, not just stops. Boom. Again, not my opinion, data from reviews. This is why people come here. So, as a business, you should lean into those things, right? Here are some of what people say. It's a chill, old school vibe compared to the busy spots up the hill. That's great data to understand when you're writing Facebook posts or social media posts. If you ever get your Facebook page back, he got hacked. If anyone can help Carl get his Facebook page back, it'll be forever dedicated. Tyus is trying to help him. Tyus, why haven't you fixed that yet?
Still working.
He's still working.
User error too.
This one was interesting. It's a plant lover's paradise. Is there really a lot of plants around
Who
here?
was more in the front?
Okay. So why does this work in Cleveland? It works because Clevelanders value a spot that doesn't try too hard to be cool. Sounds accurate, doesn't it? Being a best kept secret creates a level of trust and loyalty that flashy bars can't buy. And around here, a knowledgeable staff and a dog-friendly patio makes you a regular. That gentleman up front, that's exactly what he said. Listen to what your customers are saying. It's not difficult, it's hard to. I've written a bunch of books. I always read all my reviews. I read the bad ones first. And I love it, because it keeps me grounded. But you gotta read the good ones, you gotta read the bad ones. So what does Carl want to put on a billboard? If Carl was gonna go and do business, it would be a comfortable riverside spot for interesting beers and better conversations. Maybe put in something about a secret spot, right? Neighborhood spot or whatever, because that's what his customers want. And then there's some ideas about post ideas of things you could put in for social media. And then you kind of go into the high intent keywords. So we built a diagram here of what people are saying. So cozy, feels cozy, right? Right? Knowledgeable, so you got great staff. You're knowledgeable about the beers, that's great. Hidden gem, my God. Carl, we gotta put that on a freaking billboard, right? A secret hidden gem spot. We gotta fill this place. That's every one of your social media should be hidden around cozy hidden gem secret spot. Stop guessing. That's what I'm trying to communicate with you guys today. Stop guessing what your customers think about you. Read what they actually freaking say, and then mirror it back to them. That's what professional salespeople do. I'm a professional high-ticket sales closer. I make thousands of sales calls, and that's what we do. We mirror it, right? People say you have a problem, you mirror it back to them, right? Mirror, mirror. That's what reviews are. They are a mirror. Once you start reading those things, now some of the negative stuff, you know, if somebody got dismissive or rude, they feel like they're unwelcome outsiders, right? If the door stays locked, past posted hours stay open, people start to feel ignored. That's typical. Like I said before, people don't want to play. If they want to come down, if you're at a night out, my wife and I are at a night out, and we're trying to go to a place, and it says it's open on Facebook, and we drive down here and it's closed, we're like, never coming back, right? I mean, we're just like, dang, right? So you got to be real up on top of that stuff. So then there's some action plan things that you can do here. So if you leaned into one thing, Carl, so this is the end one. If you focused on one thing this year, it would be reputation of your staff as the most welcoming, knowledgeable guides in the Cleveland beer scene. So take all those pieces, Carl, like take secret, spot, all that stuff, and put it into your marketing, put it on a billboard. That's what you should be focused on. Every single piece of content that you create in 2026 needs to go through that filter. And it's not hard to do. Take this report, copy it, paste it in the ChatGPT. I'm just telling you the secret. Paste it in ChatGPT and go, I need social media post calendar for the next 30 days based upon this data. And wash, rinse, repeat. And just do that. Repeat it over and over and over again. It's not rocket surgery, as I like to say. It's not rocket science. If you listen to what your customers say and repeat it back to them, your business will go through the roof. So this report is going to be launched tomorrow. I'll send you guys a copy of it tomorrow if you guys want to go through it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty comprehensive. It's got a lot of data in it. But I would love to hear your feedback some other time, but we do want to bring John up here now. But thank you for coming, everybody. We're going to have John come up, and then you can stick around for as long as you want after. But my part of the show is done. And let's bring up Dr. John Henry. Come on up.
Dr. John Henke, you can call me John, I'm not at work right now. So what I do in my business is I change people's lives and I solve problems, and I do it on a daily basis. But I want to say one thing, Jim and Doreen, it's a great idea what they had the meeting a few weeks ago. I kind of expected when he said he'd have a smaller meeting that you would get about 20% of the people, and that's right, 20 people out of that 100 are real entrepreneurs. No matter what business you're in, we're all entrepreneurs. In my area of healthcare, I do elective work. Primarily, dentistry is elective. Yes, people have toothaches, people have infections, but in reality, as far as dental care is concerned, it's elective. People are deciding, I don't care if you're getting a filling, if you're getting a denture, if you're getting a smile makeover, you are using dollars that you could use to get a big screen TV, to get a car, to get a boat, to get your roof put on your house. So they're making a decision. However, they're very unhappy with their situation. People are really messed up about their smile and how they look. You know, the lower third of the face is one of the most important things when we greet somebody. Actually, there's two things that happen. When I met you, what you did in about 3 nanoseconds is you looked at my eyes and you looked at my teeth. That's what people do. And that's how we make business connections. And that's how things happen that fast. So normally, I lecture to rooms of dentists, not only about the procedures and the techniques, which I'm very good at, but I teach them how to, you know, talk to people so that with all these great skills that you have, it's very frustrating when I explain to you that, you know, we're going to do the smile makeover, it's going to cost this much, blah, blah, blah. And what do you say? What do most people say? What's the other thing you say? I'm going to go talk to my wife. I'll be back, right? You just spend a half hour. I don't care if you're talking about dentistry. You could be talking about buying a car. You could be talking about entering into a financial agreement. It's the worst thing in any business is for somebody to go, I need to think about it. I'll get back to you, right? Isn't that one of the most frustrating things in your business? You want a new client, you just can't get that. It's the worst thing. So I'm going to teach you some techniques today. We'll share with you, and I'm going to teach you something. I'm going to show one or two, just one thing, one patient. What I do is you get an idea. Then I'm really not going to talk about dentistry, but I'm going to talk about a new way of doing business. It's been around for about almost 20 years. They teach it in almost every business school in the country. It's called Blue Ocean Business Strategy. Is anybody familiar with that? Jim is. But none of you are, right? This changed my life about 18 years ago in my business, in my practice. Because I do two things. I'm a healthcare provider, but also it's a business. I have to put my kids through school. I have to have a house. I have to put clothes on. So I'm going to give you techniques. I'm going to show you this thing called Blue Ocean Business Strategy that any business can take into their business. And if you don't grow your business by at least $20,000 in the next year, or you could grow it to $1 million, show you, I think you're missing something. And I want you to learn more. Not a guarantee. I don't guarantee. But if you put out the effort, I can see easily how you could grow your business by $10,000 to $20,000. So, a little bit about me. Did I show any of you a tooth with a filling in? Did I show you a pair of those pliers that takes out the teeth? Did I show you that? Did I show you a dental implant? What did I show you just now?
Confident, smiling person.
Did that person look fantastic? Did she look a little edgy? But she was appealing to you, right? It captivated you. That's what I do. That's what I do on a daily basis. And that's what, after 36 years, makes me continually want to go to work. And I plan on working another 10 or 15 years. I have my health, I'm exercising, I do this every day. And I don't have to work 5 days a week. I work 2 to 3 days a week. But I do 5 days worth of production in my week. I want you to do that. I want you to have that job satisfaction. I don't want you retiring at 65, living to 90, and building model ships like my dad has done for 20 years when he retired. Did nothing. And they were very well off, but how boring is that? How boring is that, right? We don't want to do that. We enjoy that interaction with other people. We enjoy those results. Okay, so some of you may disagree with me with this, but watch this. This is from what I think is the best and was the best overall NBA basketball player in the world. Watch this little video.
I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take a game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life. And that's why I succeed.
Take the shots. Take the shots. probably arguably the best basketball player there is. Gretzky, similar. Pelé, all these guys, and women. You got to take the shots. I say to dentists in these rooms, I say, look, get out on the skinny branches of the tree. I want you to go and do something you feel very uncomfortable doing, okay? You're going to grow. That's the only way you grow. If you stick in the same thing that you do every day, you follow the same routine, you don't challenge yourself, you'll never grow as a business person. I don't care what business you're in. So, I follow this philosophy, and it has helped me tremendously, because I used to be in the rut. I have failed. There's things that don't work out. But what do? You take training, you learn, you reorganize, you change the way you do things as far as marketing, how you deal with customers, or patients, or clients, whatever you want to call them. It's a constantly dynamic process. I've really changed from, phone book ads to now to social media, now to AI optimization. There's a big thing right now. I was looking at my SEO for my Google, and we weren't exactly getting the flow that we desired. I took a radical step. I invested hundreds of dollars in the later part of 2025, and unbelievably the beginning of this year is just exploding because I'm optimizing for the chat GPTs, the AI SEO. It's a totally different animal. And if you don't start to change that, you are going to fall behind, and unfortunately some people are going to fall out and not have their businesses. You have to be dynamic in this process. All right, 3 slides on what I do. This is what I do.
I'm gonna get these 2 white. I kind of want to line them all up. They're like bad. There's my straight ones. Yeah.
Gorgeous smile?
Yeah.
Alright.
Like this is one of my biggest insecurities. It's my teeth.
You like the little wider because it's kind of like the top's in and the bottom's out. Do you like it to be more like this?
Okay.
Take a look.
I'm scared.
Take a look.
Holy crap!
Like it?
Holy. Do I?
Smile a little bit.
I can't really cry.
I want to see. Oh, look at that. That is so good. That is great.
This is not a wealthy person, right? Most of my patients are average people. But did she say anything that I want 10 porcelain veneers? Did she say I want them made out of lithium disilicate? Did she say she wants to use this kind of cement or anything like that to me? What did she say? What did she say?
Just a
What?
pretty smile.
What a nice smile.
I just want a nice smile. Oh, that's interesting. Did I have to sell her that smile? Do I have to say, you need to do this? No. We talked. I listened to what she said. Listen to your clients. Listen to your clients. And the one thing I want all of you to do, and it's one of the biggest things that I learned, is as a clinician, because a lot of doctors do not do this, but a lot of businesses don't do this, is shut up. Okay? Client comes in, talk to them, just like Jim says. Listen to what they want. Peel the onion back, asking probing questions, and why are they coming to you? People come to us because they have pain. Maybe it's physical, but usually it's more mental. In my job, there's a lot of mental, because people are messed up about their smiles. Like in a lot of businesses, they're messed up too, because they're coming to you for a reason. And if you can figure out what that is and solve their problem, and then figure out a budget, figure out a timeline, and then also create the value, just as Jim said. Doesn't matter what business it is. If the value exceeds the cost, I don't care what it costs. If I can create the value and this is $1,000 and you end up buying it today, that is where I have success. Now, I'm being a little facetious, but you understand what I'm saying. It's creating value in any business. It is the key. And when you do that, your revenues, your sales, whatever it is, whatever you calibrate that with or metric that is going to grow exponentially. And it did that in my practice. So, if we look at this survey just about dentistry, 11,000 people showed good-looking people do or earn more. Less attractive people earn less, about 13% less. So it's a true thing that if you put yourself together in such a way that you are appealing to others, and we're people, we're humans, you can't, it's just a natural thing. When they in this study, what they did is they took people that had the same education, skill sets, and everything like that, and they took random HR people to interview them, and the person that got the position was the person that looked better, teeth-wise, hair-wise, anything like that. It's just human nature. So I just wanted to share that. And then this is how this girl turned out. So we went from this to this to this.
Look at that confidence in her face.
And she's I see her, a couple times a year for cleaning. She just beams and beams. These people change. I mean, they all of a sudden get married, or they might have had a substance abuse issue. Maybe they had to get all their teeth out, and we had to put implants in, and we had to put teeth in, and then they changed dramatically. Not all of them, but the vast majority, and they tend just to do better. They tend to do better, and the better could be socially, it could be financially, it could be all that wrapped in one. Anyway, that's what I do. So let's get into blue ocean business. So the business world is composed of a red ocean and a blue ocean. What is a red ocean? A red ocean is a marketplace that is crowded. We're getting more crowded. Profits and growth are declining, so basically you're lowering your prices, you are commoditizing what you have, and business becomes very cutthroat, and the water becomes bloody. That's the concept of this business area. So, in other words, sugar. When your business becomes like sugar, you go to the Heinen's or you go to the Giant Eagle, and there's 3 brands of sugar, you're going to buy what? Right. Why wouldn't you try to get the most expensive sugar?
It's all sugar.
Sugar, right? So when your business becomes a commodity, and when I talk to dentists, and they all have the happy dancing tooth on their logo, and they have the staff that's singing and dancing on TikTok, does that exude confidence that you're going to get a smile like Jasmine had? No, that's a dental analogy. But the same thing can happen in your businesses. I don't care what it is. You don't want to commoditize your business. That's what we're talking about Cleveland. But I have to agree with you. Cleveland is so cool because look, going to these little places that are out of the water. This is fantastic. It's so cool. I want to come here again. Versus that Margaritaville concept, that's a commodity. Oh, there's a zillion of those Pooters, Margaritaville. They're never going to last. Not in our kind of environment. So what does a blue ocean do? A blue ocean is your demand is created instead of fought over. Ample opportunity for growth is both profitable and rapid, rather than competing in the confines of an existing industry. So you're developing a whole new customer base and new product offerings. And I'm going to give you some examples of this. And it's very, very powerful in this day and age, the last 15 years or so. That's why they're teaching it at all the major business schools. So, cutthroat competition turns the ocean bloody. New markets make competition irrelevant. In my building in Rocky River, I have no signage. 5-story building. There are 20 dental practices in my building. There are lawyers, there are medical doctors, there are insurance companies, things like that. How come the guy on the 5th floor, he's got overhead up to here, he accepts insurance. Oh, by the way, people pay me. I'm a fee-for-service practice. Okay? So, just as Mr. Misny said, every day it's a new Broadway show. We have to come in powerful. Nobody, the staff has to be on point. I want you to leave all your problems at home, and for those 8 hours that you're there, you're the staff, I want you to be focused on this business, okay? I want you to be happy. I want you to pick up the phone. I want you to smile, even though you don't see the person. When the person comes in, I want you to introduce yourself. I want you to say, hello, I'm Dr. Henke. How are you? What's your name? Very nice to be here. I want my staff to do that. And I want them to cater to that person. That person is the star in any business, the customer that's coming in is the star, okay? They're coming to you for a reason, and they're spending money that they could spend on something else, okay? So, yes, like I said, I have a little bit of a benefit. I'm not going to fix somebody's heart, but I'm going to fix from here to here, and hopefully their mental state and also their physical attributes. So, let's look at analogy. Now we have a little younger crowd. Are you familiar with Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus? Is that around anymore? That was the leading circus in the world, started 150 years ago. It's not in business, right? That's an odd thing, isn't it? Why aren't they in business anymore? So, another business came around about 25 years ago, 30 years ago, and said, we want to get into the circus business, but instead of competing with all the other circuses, we're not going to have animals. We're going to have entertainers very similar to a Broadway show. We're going to have one ring. And our prices, instead of dropping them all the time, and one of the things that killed Ringling Brothers was they were charging all these fees. It was very expensive for families to go to do it. And then they started selling all these little tchotchkes at the shows. So you would get out of there paying $500, $1,000, whatever it is, because the kids wanted all this stuff. It just killed them. So this other company said, no, we want to cater mostly to adults. We want to make it kind of like a Broadway theater show. And make it kind of a cool, high-value experience. And what company is that? That is now the dominant factor in the circus business. Cirque du Soleil. Right? There's like 20 to 30 Cirque du Soleils all over the world. And you're willing to pay probably double to what Ringling Brothers ever charged. That is a blue ocean. They created a totally new market. They didn't have to go after kids. They didn't do the animal thing. They created something that didn't exist before. Okay.
Chris, the golf cart girl.
Golf cart. That's a blue ocean business. Once you start to sound like this, is a blue ocean. You know, that's a totally new market you're going after. You created something nobody else did. And there's going to be plenty of people chasing you. Okay. Cirque du Soleil blended theater and circus. They redefined the industry by eliminating the animal acts and all that, and people are willing to pay higher prices. All right, let's look at this. Coffee. This is a great analogy. 69 cents at get-go, right? I don't know if it costs that much, but it's a good cup of coffee, right? You can get your lottery tickets, you get the paper, you get that coffee. It's a good cup of coffee. In dentistry, I'll just give you this analogy. The whitening special. You can go to a Doc in the Box at any of these strip malls, and they'll have the $99 whitening special. You come into the office, they'll give you free x-rays. They'll maybe give you a free cleaning. They'll also maybe walk your dog and wash your car for you. Okay? So that is a red ocean. All right? In our field, that's a red ocean. But it happens in businesses all the time. All right? What happens in a blue ocean? In a blue ocean, a company says, well, we are going to create high value. We're going to make a place that's cool to come to. We're going to sell our coffee at 6 times the price, and people are willing to do it all day long. How many of you went there today? I'm not even going to say the name. How many of you? Be honest. Oh, come on. In a crowd, usually there's at least 40% of the crowd that goes there. But what was their key thing? Because they really don't sell coffee, is they focused in on one thing in the beginning. And what was that? They said Marcus. But you looked at me right away when I said Marcus, right? What's the most important word to each one of us? Our name. Our name. So when Starbucks started out, read the book. They wrote your name on the cup. Did that cost anything? No. Because the cool barista, you're standing in the line of 20 people, you're wasting, you gotta go to work, or you have to go to your business. You're spending 10, 20 minutes, whatever it is, waiting in line. You're ordering your latte, your frappe, whatever the heck you want. You're paying $6 to $10 for that. And then all of a sudden, they say Marcus. You go up and go, I'm gonna get my coffee. It's my coffee. And everyone's looking at Marcus, he's getting his coffee. And you're going, they're looking at me. You feel really good because you love your name. You've been identified in that crowd. That was one of the key things that made this business successful. And they're charging 6 times of that gas station coffee. How can that be? And by the way, I don't know if you've read the book. I'm going to give you some books. I only read a few books on business, but some of the key books that have helped my business grow. Read the Starbucks books. Read the Starbucks books. Read the Nordstrom's books. And if you're in a service business, take some Ritz-Carlton training. But anyway, that's what Starbucks did. Starbucks is amazing in that respect. So in a world where 90% of the people are operating in a red ocean mindset, you know, the red ocean blue ocean mindset can change your life forever by simply changing the way you think, changes the world around you. And what you want is you want to imagine a system that's designed to empower these strategies. And when you do that, you'll have success. So think of the Starbucks versus gas station analogy. And when you do this, what happens is, instead of the patient saying, I want, versus you saying you need. You want the patient or the client to say, I want this, okay? I want to get the history of Cleveland, that book that you wrote. I want to have you come and DJ my event. I want to have an influencer come and come to my restaurant. I want to have some IT advice, you know, versus you need to have this, you should do this. That's never going to work. So, some examples of blue ocean, and I'll be done in just a few minutes. Wine, yellowtail wine. Anybody know about yellowtail wine? So, yellowtail wine, the wine industry was flat. No matter what they did, they couldn't sell more wine in the world. This company went and said, they figured out that the labels were too highbrow. People wanted wine, but they just couldn't understand it. And these guys dumbed it down. And they provided a good wine. They didn't come in the cheapest, but they came a little bit higher, and they destroyed the wine industry. They're like dominating for years and years and years. So that's yellowtail. And then Uber, a new market they created, a blue ocean, on-demand transportation. NetJets, fractional jet ownership. What did you do? Instead of buying the jet, you bought a part of the jet. Okay, so you could, you know, still fly in a jet, say you owned a jet, but you own part of it. That's a blue ocean. So we have the yellowtail wines, the Uber, the NetJets, and what is the last one that I put on there? Viagra. Why is Viagra a blue ocean? For the drug industry. Drug industry, everybody knows what they do, but somebody in there came up and said, hey, obviously we know what Viagra does, but it's a new type of drug, and it's called a lifestyle pharmaceutical. What do you think GLP-1s, right? And Ozempic are? They're lifestyle drugs. Lifestyle drugs. They're marketing it a totally different way, and it's a totally blue ocean concept. You follow me what I'm saying? So real quick, here's a blue ocean in my business. Every smile starts with a yes. How would it feel to see the after now? So in my business, it was very difficult to show patients. What's the question they usually ask when they come in? Well, Dr. Heinke, what's it going to look like? I'm going to have to spend $17,000 to $50,000 with you. What's it going to look like? I'm really scared that you're going to touch me. I've been to 5 other consults. I don't know what it is. Well, I'll show you a picture, and then I'll show you another still picture of the after. Oh, that's just like a Photoshop. What about if it's a calibrated design, and then I'll take a few pictures, and about 10 minutes later, that calibrated design that's built, blueprinted just for your face, I can turn that into an AI video and show it to you on the 75-inch monitor. That's a new thing that I've done. That's a blue ocean thing I've done in my business, is I have massive screens. Not a screen like this, triple the size of this in my room. So you can feel the impact of your smile. Take a look at this. Is that kind of convincing? And I'm not persuading. These patients come to me and they have a problem, whatever it is. I don't smile. People think I'm unhappy. My My teeth are all over the place. I have spaces. I go to the dentist. I spend thousands, and my teeth fall out of my mouth. What do? You know, I got a denture at this place called Dentures R Us, and now it moves all around, and I hate it, and I can't eat my food. That's what a lady told me today. I can't eat my food. I'm miserable. And I said, well, what if we just put some 4 implants in, and within 24 hours you'll have teeth, and you can start eating, and it won't move anymore. It won't move anymore. I had a gentleman in 3 weeks ago, and he was crying like a baby. I can show you the video. Just because his lower teeth, because he had a denture at the top, were stable. Okay? But this is what patients see. They want to know what's it going to look like. So, to end it up here, you may want to take a screenshot. Starbucks Experience. Awesome book if you have any type of business. Flip the Script. Very good book on talking about selling, educating. The Nordstrom book and the Nordstrom way. Nordstrom may or may not be here in the years to come, but they have an unbelievable customer service concept. Obviously, Blue Ocean Strategy. Get this book this weekend. Read it. You'll read it in about 3 hours, and I'm telling you, you're going to change your business life. Great book on selling, integrity selling in the 21st century by Ron Willingham, one of the top educators on non-coercion selling. Because we don't want to coerce people. I don't want anybody not to do anything that they don't want to do, or they don't have a problem that I can't solve. And then you can't teach a kid to ride a bike at a seminar. Also, the Purple Cow books, like we talked about at the other meeting, are very good. And then there was a sequel to the Blue Ocean called Blue Ocean Shift, where they go to more companies that shifted over. And if you want a nice review and you don't want to read the book, just Google Harvard Business Review Blue Ocean from October 2004, and you'll get a very good synopsis. So, you have a choice to make. It's been a pleasure. I really love meeting all of you. I'm going to continue to come to meetings. Either you're going to be in the red ocean with everybody else, but I'd really like you to jump into the blue ocean with me and move forward in your businesses as time goes forward. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. All right, get that from you. Hey, listen, everybody. Thank you so much, Dr. John Hemke. That was really cool. He is in the business of selling smiles, as he showed you, and that's really, really important. And that's what you guys are all in the business. You're not selling what you think you sell. You're selling something else. I want to thank you guys for coming out tonight. I promised that we would get you out of here by 7. I'm 5 minutes over. You're more than welcome to stick around, have a beer, hang out, say hi. If you gotta go home, I totally understand. I would like you to first please say thank you to Carl for having us here, the owner of Brick and Barrel.
Thanks, Carl.
One of the things I love about the Brick and Barrel, besides that it's a secret spot, this feels like a secret spot, doesn't it? Like we feel like we're in like a cabal. Right? It's like a secret group we're all in. Like we're a secret, right? But Carl, you can come in here and have a party and bring your own food. Is that still valid, Carl?
Yeah, we have a lady named Sasha. She caters to.
Yeah, if you need catering, but you could literally just like have a whole thing here, and then this opens up out to the back in the summer, and it goes out by Merlin's Wharf over there, and it's really nice. There's a fire pit, right? And it's really a beautiful place. So if you're ever considering doing a small event for friends and family or whatever, we'll definitely do one here in the summer where we can be out front and out the back. So thank you, Carl, for having us here. Really, really appreciate it. And we're going to be marketing secret spots for your place going forward. And thank you guys for coming. Really appreciate it. This was short and quick. Dr. John, that was amazing. Amazing content. Thank you so much. Listen to what he's saying. He's built an amazing, successful business here that you should take note of. What the most important thing he said was, I only work like 2 to 3 days a week. Right? Like who wants to just work 2 to 3 days a week and charge premium prices? Right? Like what? Like isn't that the holy grail here? Like let's work 2 to 3 days a week and charge the top level prices. If you're in a blue ocean strategy, you can. So you need to start thinking about that. I want you to also start thinking about how you're reflecting back what your customers say. So anyone who emails me in the next couple days, send me your, say I want one of your reports. I will generate one for free for you. and I will go over it with you in person or on a Zoom call or however it makes sense for you. And we'll go over it in detail. We'll talk about how to listen to what your customers are saying, and we'll put it back, because I'm charging $39 to do it for like the first 25 people. But anyone in this room, free. I appreciate you coming. I really like you guys came here. And frankly, here's what I want to see. I want to see some freaking transformations in business moving forward. Like I want Carl, I want this place a year from now, I want you to be like, wow, we're up. Like, this business is booming. We got people down here. Like, I want everybody in here to do one little thing that increases your business by 5 or 10% this year. 5 or 10% is a big freaking deal, right? In a business. 5 or 10% growth every year is a big deal. But you can do that if you just start applying the things that you're going to learn at these Let's Go CLE events. I want to say thank you to my wife, Doreen, for organizing this again. She's done a great job. And yeah, listen, when you leave, I'm asking you to just grab another artifact on the way out. If you brought your card with you from the event, let us punch it again. I know it sounds silly, but it's part of our thing. So if you brought it, if you didn't bring it, I want you to stop there, and Doreen will hand you a card. I want you to sign it with your name, physically sign it, and then we'll punch it. Okay? And then you don't have to carry it with you forever. You can leave it in your car or whatever. But the point of that is I want you to have that artifact so you remember what happened tonight. And I want you to remember the value that you got from this room. And this was a free room, and we love it. And we're going to do more of these. So thank you, everyone, for coming. Really appreciate you all. Let's have a great 2026. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks, Jim.